Hello everyone, welcome back to our lectures. My name is Daniel from Huawei Global Training Center. Now we come to the chapter about ldap and kerberos, which are two components that work together to provide the identity authentication for the whole cluster. Before jumping into the main lecture, let's have a look at the objectives about this chapter. We hope that after this chapter, you will know the basic principles about IAM, ldap, kerberos, and some scenarios for Huawei Big Data Security Authentication. Firstly, IAM, which stands for Identity and Access Management. So from its name, we can tell that it is just a tool for identity authentication and some access permission management. But at first, why do we need the IAM? The answer is quite straightforward. Because it can provide a unified permission management service for different users in the same user group. And thus, they are granted for a certain authority to use or manage some cloud services without entering the passwords again and again. And then, what is IAM indeed? Simply speaking, IAM helps the administrator to manage some sub-accounts for multiple cloud services like MRS or various open source components like Spark or Flink at the same time. And we make an analogy of IAM as the passing rules of the amusement park. In short, IAM covers identity authentication and access permission management. As for identity authentication, generally speaking, it just helps to check whether a user is authenticated. And for access authorization, IAM helps to authorize the authenticated user to access data. During the rest part of this chapter, we mainly focus on IAM based on the big data platform. Just as we mentioned before, with IAM, a user only needs to log into the platform once, and then the user can switch between application systems freely without entering the passwords again and again. This mechanism is called SSO, which stands for Single Sign-On. And SSO simplifies user operation and ensures the identity consistency of the same user in different application systems. On top of that, IAM systems have the following features as well. Firstly, user management, including creating, deleting, maintaining, and synchronizing users and organizations. Secondly, user authentication, supports kerberos authentication as well as third-party authentication systems. Thirdly, SSO, single sign-on, right? And this enables user authentication information to be shared between multiple application systems, ensuring free switchover. Fourthly, hierarchical management, which allows the management functions such as user management and organization management to be entrusted by level. Fifthly, permission management, provides unified and extensible rights management and interfaces, allowing third-party application systems to obtain user rights through interfaces. Sixthly, session management, allows administrator to view, browse, and search for user login information and force users to log out of the current application. Seventhly, good OS capability, supports operating systems such as Windows, Linux, and Solaris, application servers such as Tomcat, WebLogic, and WebSphere, and database systems such as SQL Server. And a typical IAM system consists of the following three components: IAM management module, IAM authentication server, and identity storage server. Simply speaking, the IAM management module consists of management tools and management services which are used to manage users and user groups. And the IAM authentication server provides unified web service authentication services for applications. It receives the username and password from an application and returns the authentication token of the user to the application after the authentication succeeds. The IAM storage server stores identity and permission data. The identity storage server can be a relational database, ldap directory, or active directory. In addition, the digital certificate issued by certificate authority can be stored on this identity storage server. As for Huawei, we use OpenLDAP for managing and storing identity authentication, while kerberos technologies are implemented for unified identity authentication. Okay, that's all for IAM. In the second section, we are going to introduce ldap, which is used for the storage for the user data.